In the summer of 2019, Ally Kostial was about to start her senior year at Ole Miss, but the 21-year-old was found dead, having suffered multiple gunshot wounds. 30 miles away from her campus looking for clues, investigators were able to use her Apple Watch to find her killer. Michelle Miller has more for 48 Hours.
Ally Kostial loved pink, her red convertible, and taking photos of sunsets.
Ally, what are you doing?
Taking a picture for Sunsets by Ally. Follow it.
Vaught Hemingway Stadium, Oxford, Mississippi. It is the home opener for the Ole Miss Rebels.
Elizabeth Brock and Morgan Hull met Ally on campus.
It's fair to say she loved Ole Miss.
Yes, Ally loved Ole Miss.
This surveillance footage captured an image of Ally walking out of a bar in Oxford Square late on Friday night, July 19, 2019. Lafayette County District Attorney Ben Creekmore.
She takes an Uber and she goes home alone.
Investigator Jared Bundren arrived on the scene Saturday morning after Ally's body was discovered. When you got there, what did you find?
A white female laying on the ground with multiple gunshot wounds to her back. I have not worked a murder where somebody's been shot that many times.
The police came to the door and they told us.
What did they tell you?
There had been a homicide and that she was the victim.
Ally's parents, Keith and Cindy Kostial.
And I still don't believe it. And here we are.
Investigators needed answers, and they found them at Ally's apartment. They discovered text messages on her Apple Watch.
The hardest thing to do is to go back and read her messages.
Those messages will reveal a lot more about Ally Kostial's life and eventually lead investigators to her killer. In your mind, the motive for murder was?
Get rid of a problem.
So Michelle Miller is here to break down her reporting on this. So Michelle, when I think of the Apple Watch, basically it keeps track of my steps.
Right.
That's all I really think about that it can do.
What is it linked to?
My phone.
Right? So they weren't able to find Ally's phone. The phone was someplace else. And therefore, the Apple Watch was being synced. All of those messages, those text messages
were being synced on the devices.
Being synced on the device. So while they didn't have the phone, they did have her text messages.
Wow.
And that's the secret to this case.
So the next question is, what was in those texts that was key to the investigation?
So key to the investigation because those texts, she had been texting someone, and we're talking.
You're teasing us, right?
I'm totally teasing
okay, I was going to say, because we know you got to watch 48 Hours. But
not only did it lead investigators to who eventually was arrested and charged with her murder, but what it showed you, it was a line of evidence in their minds and prosecutors' minds of what led up to that early Saturday morning murder. And we're talking hundreds of text messages between her and one of her fellow classmates. Yes.
So then what did that fellow classmate say to police when they were like, can you explain
Well, it was interesting because what was so incredible about this case was she's killed on Saturday morning. They have the name of this individual by Sunday morning. And they are calling him saying, we would love to talk to you regarding the death of one of your classmates. He kept making excuses as to, when he was coming down to the precinct. All the while at that point, they said, you know what, we need to track him. So they had seen he'd been all over Oxford, Mississippi, all over the University of Mississippi. And then all of a sudden, he's on his way out of town. He's in Memphis. He's driving the pickup truck. They catch up to him. They all points bulletin.
But wait, how did they track him? With the same technology?
His cell phone.
Wow.
His cell phone.
Right.
So, I mean, think about the things that you do with your cell phone and think about the things that police can do through your cell phone.
Yeah. Of course, another really fascinating case.
And fascinating, not only because of the technology, as you know, technology has done so much in police investigations, but a cautionary tale. Because
we all text.
We all text, and the information provided in that text shows us, or it gives us a link to what was going on in this young woman's mind, in this young man's mind. And it's a cautionary tale of what perhaps folks should make sure when they send their children off to college how they should prepare them.
Wow. All right. Michelle Miller, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out this week's 48 Hours episode on your local CBS station and Paramount Plus tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can also stream it right here on CBS News Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern.